Hello everyone, it is I, Aqua, your friend, your pal, your Nendoroid reviewer and unboxer and collector and buyer, and I'm here to finally review Yuri Plisetski Nendoroid number 799, and I'm really excited. So let's get started with the box, which is yellow, as compared to Yuri's blue and Victor's teal green. I'm looking forward to see what the casual versions look like, because they will be different, I'm sure. But you got the snowflakes. I don't know if you can see them in this lighting on the camera, but whatever. They're lovely in person. Yellow. You see all the poses with the foods. I'm very excited. And I will, of course, I have Yuri and Victor here to help me with this review, to show off some poses together and to compare, because I love to compare Nendoroids from the same series. Are we ready? Okay. Alright, so we're ready. We got Yuri, we got the other Yuri, we got Victor, we got the trash can. That's me, I'm the trash can. And we got some circle tape to remove very carefully. It's time to get the circle tape off of this darn box, cause I wanna get inside of it today. Guys, if you can't tell, I'm feeling like super chipper. It's weird, because I have been stressed and tired and sad for like a month, and now I'm just happy. Oh, guys, his eyes are so green. That's like the first thing that hit me as soon as I opened this box. I open it, I pull this thing out, and eyes. They're so green. And oh my god, you guys, there are so many hand parts and arm parts, and I'm so excited because that means so many poses can be done in like skating fashion. That's really awesome. I'm sure there are already reviews of this buddy up, which of course I have not watched, which I usually watch videos of reviews of Nendoroids that I already own, because I usually watch ones that I don't have yet that have already been released. Oh, God, I miss the feeling of opening a Nendoroid box. Do you know how long it has been since I've been able to just open and review a Nendoroid? Spoiler alert, a really long time. Do you know why? Because I've had classes and school, and oh my god, he has a waist ball joint. I love that these Nendoroids come with a ball jointed waist, because it adds so much more movement, and like, you know, not a lot of them are like that. It doesn't have a huge range of motion, just because of the costume and how it's sculpted, but it's really nice. Wow. Okay, I am like in Nendoroid heaven right now, because I have so many Nendoroids that I haven't been able to unbox, and I've got more on the way, because I'm a frickin' dweeb. Okay, so, review of the different arm parts, mostly arm parts, that this guy comes with. So, whoops, sorry, other Yuri. So you get Nendoroid Yuri Plisetski, or Yurio. Just the main body with his fist hands, angry baby, straight down arms. You get his grumpy faceplate, a kind of like determined or agape faceplate, and this flustered faceplate, which is fantastic. It doesn't have a nose like the face swaps, which I think those are super funny, and it's really funny that he doesn't have a nose. Obviously you get a ball jointed waist, which is exciting. You get this hand, which I'll have to look up what it's supposed to do, because it looks like there's an indent here, which means it rests somewhere. I'm gonna look at that actually, see if I can find something. Oh, There's one of him holding up his hair, which might be it. No, that's this one. Maybe it's when he's holding his hands together. I have no idea. Oh, he can put his hand on his hip. That's his hip. That's his hand on his hip pose. The new bird hasn't been talking much. That's okay. So we get this other hand, which is the open hand, that where he's like holding his hands in the praying pose towards the beginning of the performance. And you get the other hand like this, and I love how this hand just is molded and sculpted. It's really, really pretty that way. It's really smooth, and like there's not a lot of detail in that hand, but I feel like that's a good thing. Like, it shouldn't be too overly detailed, and not a lot of presence should be given to these arms. He has two hands, the arms that are holding this Katsudon Proshki. Yeah, Katsudon Proshki. That, I'm saying that wrong. Definitely, but one is uneaten and the other is taking a huge bite out of it. It's so cute. That's hilarious. It doesn't look like, it looks like this is attached. I don't think it, wait, it can come out. It can come out. I'm just going crazy. It looked like it was attached, but I like that it looks like that, and it's like, because that means it's so firmly well in there, and that means that it looks so natural. And that means that you can have any character holding these. That's a good thing too. And you of course get this one bent leg, except it's not as bent as the other legs. Like, if you compare, this is Yuri's leg, and this compared to Yurio's leg, this is much less bent. And then when you also compare it to Victor's leg, which has an even different bend, it's still less bent. I think that's kind of cool how each character kind of gets their own style of bent leg. Yeah, and you also get these little cat headband things. It looks really cute. I can't wait to like put it on him and see how that works out. I think you just slide it on. There you go. Well, that's that. Just be really gentle and slide it on, and it stays pretty well, actually. There you go. And that's super cute, of course. So, I guess we should get to some poses. There's a lot that I can kind of look at here. Oh, and you also get these straight arms, which are straight out arms for when he's kind of like holding his arms out and kind of flying. I'm excited. I'm gonna get into this now. So I decided to do this pose first. It's very elegant. I don't know if you can really tell the difference between their faceplates a lot. I kind of can. Like, at first I thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference too much when it's actually on him because they are kind of similar, but this one does look much more peaceful and like kind of open, and his hands are clasped together like this in the praying position of the first pose. This was super easy to put together, which I was really glad about. The arm parts that they actually put these hands on, just kind of go in this position and naturally kind of move towards the middle and like connect the hands so perfectly. Like, all I had to do was pop out the old arms, put in these new ones, and it was just so seamless. Like, it was so easy. And I do actually, after like, I know that the ball joint isn't a lot of difference, but it actually, when you push it back, it does, to me, make so much difference. It looks like he's really leaning back and like staring at the stars, full of love and hope and stuff. Something that it changes the figure so much. It adds so much to it. This is a beautiful pose, and I may very well, like, if I'm posing them, I would probably put them all in their starting positions for their different performances, and this one, I would be happy to put him in this position for display. So here's the next pose I picked. The straight out arms with those same hands to kind of put him in the pose of one of the things that he does in the show, which is part of the routine. I really like this. I like how it looks like out of the show. It looks like something that happened in the show. It's really accurate. This was also super easy. All I had to do was push this leg back. I didn't even have to switch out the leg, which, by the way, I wanted to mention. This leg matches this one, which is a little disappointing because it doesn't have the thing on the other side, so I can't really put it in. It's not as interchangeable as the other legs. Like, technically you could, but it wouldn't work as well, I guess. I don't know. That's, like, a minor note. But, like, this was a super easy pose. Just push the leg back, switch out for the long arms, put the hands in the long arms, and have this face plate, and you just kind of, like, because these are direct, again, right into the pose that you want as long as you're putting them up the right way. It looks so natural. It does really look seamless straight out of the show, which I really appreciate. And I think this is a really pretty pose, too. It's really straightforward, but sometimes that's what you want out of a pose. And I definitely think I would display him like this with the other characters in mid-dance poses. While I'm having fun with these hands, I figured I may as well put him in this pose. I switched out for his grumpy face because I think that it fits for off-stage kind of things. And I put in his ears because they're so cute. And these are super versatile, like, arm parts. You get the shoulder piece separate from the, like, elbow and forearm piece separate from the hand, so you can switch them out. And I just kind of, like, twisted and turned until it got into the pose that I wanted. So not as easy as the other poses, but definitely not as hard as some Nendoroid poses you'll see. I think this one is pretty cute. I think it's really goofy. I don't know if I'd necessarily pose him in this all the time, but I definitely would pose him in it sometimes because it's just too cute to ignore. And flustered Yurio, which is probably the funniest one. So it's the flustered faceplate, which is so silly to me. And he's got two pierogies in his hands, eating them up. And I think this pose is, of course, really cute. It's really silly. I would pose him like this because I love the silly poses. And it would fit really well with Yuri's flustered face and Victor's heart-shaped mouth face. I think that would all be like a really cute set to pose. And yeah, I think it's really dorky, which I love. Yes. So the last pose I'm going to show you guys is this pose, which is on the box. Yuri is waving to Yurio, and Yurio is looking grumpy with his pierogi. I think this is a cute pose. I love when poses are like made to interact with each other and have the same kind of energy. I think this is really cute. I also got to use like the hand on hip arm, which is why I wanted to show it to you guys. It does indeed have an indent for this little bit of costume here, so I think that's good. I think this is so cute. I would probably pose it like this mostly because I love it when Nendoroids can kind of interact with each other in their poses. I love how like they're choreographed, I guess, to look so natural together. Alright, so let's get back to the first pose and tell you guys what I think overall of the figure. So overall, I definitely love this figure. I think it's so cute and sweet. I think that the goofy poses and the serious and the beautiful poses all kind of mixed together. This figure is so versatile, and it's so very well detailed. Every single piece has like the right lines and indents. The paint job is so nice and slightly shiny. I love like there are even little tiny dots of blue on here. And everything is sculpted so nicely and painted really nicely. And just, it's fun. It's a fun figure. I love when my figures are just fun and enjoyable to work with. It's not all like stress and mess, and there's only 2 poses that you can do with it. Looking at you. 10th anniversary, Miku. Sorry. But it's just so versatile. There are so many different parts you can use. There are so many different poses you can make. I was really worried that I wasn't going to like this figure just for how few poses that you get, but it's actually not nearly as bad as I thought, and I would definitely recommend this figure if you are a fan of Yuri on Ice, if that kind of thing interests you, and if you think Yurio is precious. And if you like versatile Nendoroids. Yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. This is Aqua signing out. I hope you all have a beautiful week. Also, thank you for how many subscribers I've gotten. This is insane.